All right, so before I start my work day, um, I wanted to talk about uh, some of the things we hear um, and put some truth to it. And technically, there's only one thing that I want to talk about, so it's not several things. Um, okay, if you love what you do, it's never work. Okay, so your favorite thing might be setting up routers. Okay, all right, but today, all right, you have been tasked to log into over 200 and some routers, okay, all right, to change, first of all, to verify that the bandwidth on that interface is accurate because, true story by the way, because um, it is, they believe, the lead engineer believes that their reporting of traffic from a monitoring perspective is could be faulty on some sites. Okay, all right. I don't care who you are and how much you love routing and switching. Okay, logging in to 200 routers. All right, and of course, at the concept that this needs to be done immediately because they need to get their numbers right for an audit. So there is crunch time on this, and logging into 200 routers, doing a show interface command, looking at the, reading the documentation or knowing what the link speed is, and checking the bandwidth command. Or check this out: if it has a bandwidth command, most likely it's probably inaccurate. All right, because why isn't the interface doing his job in recognizing the speed? Okay, and there were some cases where, and I mean a lot, where I had to add in the bandwidth command to make it accurate. All right, so as you see there, I gave you the theory, right, and then I gave you the reality of that theory. Okay, so all right, nobody wants to log into two guys. All right, it's guys, it's work. Sorry. And I love routing and switching, and I love firewalls, and I love IT, and I love networking. Okay, I was born to do this. Okay, all right. It just took me a while to realize what my calling was, and let's not get it twisted. Okay, every career I have had, I have mastered to a particular level, and I have loved it. Okay, and they were my choices. There's never been a career in my 50 years on this planet that I have fell into something. No, everything I have pursued. Okay, and you know what's funny? Back in the day when I was starting to do this, I was talk about how anyone could do this, blah 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 blah. If I can do it, you can do it, and that's not, that's not really the case. That's why I stopped saying that, because there is a lot of things that I've done, okay, that made coming into networking a familiar journey or a familiar path. Okay, and all my careers have been struggles and hardness in the beginning because I was learning the nuances of running that business or running or being in that career. So, all right. So when you are working on your fourth career, okay, especially when you're trying to do the first thing you've ever done, which is accelerate your career, and you go back years later and you think about it, I was like, well, shit, technically, I've accelerated every one of my careers, so that's why, I was able to succeed very rapidly and excel my career very rapidly, because this is just night. This is just another Tuesday to me. Okay, meaning that another Tuesday is 6 years in the making, right? But at the same time, okay, guys, there's not a job on this planet, okay, that you're not going to be asked to do something that you just don't want to do. Okay, so work is work, guys. All right, it's just, so that statement is not true. I just wanted to I just wanted to make that a point. And you know what's funny? I sit and I watch YouTube, okay, and I'm very picky on what I watch. So it's not like I just go through and just watch random videos. And it makes it kind of hard because when I go to the page, my feed is just like filled with the same old crap. But nonetheless, all right, if I want to be entertained, I don't come to YouTube. All right, guys, that's a lie, okay? Because I use YouTube as entertainment. So just, I don't know why I said that, just scratch that. But at the same time, if I really want to be entertained, I'm going to watch Futurama, I'm going to watch Simpsons, I'm going to watch a movie, okay? So, but still, again, what I just said is a complete waste of a lie, all right? So now, now, on the other side of the scale, okay, it does have a lot of truth to it, okay? Because you're not sitting in a cubicle every day typing in spreadsheets, putting in payroll, okay, doing a job that you just can't wait until lunch is here and the next day and every week is a chore, okay? No, okay, you're sitting at your desk, all right? Now, working from home is a great thing. Do not get me wrong, all right? And there's some caveats to that too, which I guess, you know, that might be another video, all right? And I guess I will work on that, you know, next video. Okay, so, but nonetheless, nothing's annoying of trying to get your work done and everyone keeps coming up to your cubicle. Now, instead of bitching about this, okay, you gotta understand what's happening and why this is happening. Somewhere down the line, okay, your job and your presence in that office, okay, has a certain reputation, okay, and if people keep coming to your cubicle, okay, there's a reason for it. They have a problem and they trust that you are the person to deal with it based on past experiences working with you. This is actually a compliment, okay, all right. That trust factor is large, and you should be happy that you have established this reputation just by doing your job, okay? Because really what that says is you give a shit. And I'm going to tell you guys, you know, this becomes not just your day-to-day. This becomes part of your DNA, okay? All right, these things happen because of you giving a shit in the first place. That's not a bad thing. Okay, so when your cubicle is being bombarded or your emails are being bombarded, take it as a positive. Okay, because the last thing you want is to have no work to do, and having too much work kind of gives you some sense of job security. Okay, all right, unless you're doing some really cruddy stuff, all right, and being mean as shit and can't communicate with customers or coworkers. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be your credentials are going to work the next day. Okay, your badge to get into the building is going to be successful tomorrow. Okay, so you know I just wanted to put that little twist on there, but nonetheless, be strong, be determined, be Cisco.